Today we're celebrating Priestley Demolition Day here at the Sprague Homestead. Priestley Demolition was started about 40 years ago by Vic Priestley and is one of Canada's foremost demolition companies. It's not just about destroying a building, it's about properly disposing and recycling all of the materials that building contains. So it's vitally important that you have companies out there that really are environmentally conscious, and Priestley Demolition is one of those companies. Whether it's recycling the steel girders, the wood, the concrete, or any other part of the building, or the salvage and repurposing of the items that are found in these buildings, Priestley Demolition really demonstrates their commitment to the environment and to serving the public. If you'd like to know more about Priestley Demolition, you can visit them on the World Wide Web at priestley.ca or watch Salvage Kings on the History Channel. I have an affinity for all things salvage, and I think that was born out of an experience that I had with my Uncle Fred. Uncle Fred came to Canada in 1939 along with my mom, my aunt, and my other uncle. Uncle Fred got into the recycling business at a very early age. He was just a teenager. Got himself an old pickup truck and went from farm to farm, picking up steel and aluminum and rubber and all sorts of things. I learned a lot from my Uncle Fred about the value of things. And I'd like to relate a little story that happened to me while visiting his recycling yard. Of course, in those days we called it a junkyard, but times they are changing. I was always happy to go to my Uncle Fred's recycling yard to look for wheels and axles to build go-karts. One day while I was visiting, a couple of fellows showed up with a box full of old fittings. Old plumbing pipes. They presented it to my Uncle Fred, and he says, "I'll give you $8 for it." Well, these guys were delighted. Of course, back in the early 60s, $8 was, it meant something. So I said to him, I said, "Wow, gee, Uncle Fred, why would you pay $8 for a box full of old pipes?" So he looked at me and he winked and he says, "Watch this." And he got a little eyedropper out and put a little chemical on those pipes. It started to fizz and turn green. And he looked up at me and he said, "Solid brass." He says, "This box is worth $80. Well, the story really isn't about making money, more than it's about seeing the value of things that other people don't. And that's a valuable lesson that my Uncle Fred taught me. See the value in things, in circumstances, and in people that other people miss. The most difficult customers that I had to serve as a salesman taught me perseverance. Taught me how to be a good customer service professional, regardless of whether I liked that person or didn't like them. Life's problems can be a learning experience. Life's difficulties can be a joy because we emerge from them as winners. And if we don't win everything, we still emerge with experience. To look at things and see their value is a gift from God. Jesus saw the value in every man, so much so that he was willing to give his life to purchase them from sin. It's up to us too to see the value in one another and how each one of us contributes to our life. When we look back over the years, we see people that have influenced our life, who have taught us things. Some lessons were good and easy. Some lessons were not so good and not so easy. but they were lessons nonetheless. Let's continue to see the value in those lessons, to see the value in the people around us, to see the value in things that others don't see. And that's the lesson my Uncle Fred taught me, that I carry with me today. Have a blessed day.